for a reason. What do you think happens when you die? There's October 17th.
When you're ready to begin treatment for chronic lymphocytic leukemia, Calquence helps you do the fighting, and you can do the exploring. You can do the splashing, the sightseeing, and the playing. Calquence is an oral targeted therapy for CLL. More patients begin with Calquence than any treatment of its kind, and Calquence is proven to work better than chemoimmunotherapy in patients with previously untreated CLL. Calquence can cause serious side effects which may lead to death. This includes serious infections, bleeding problems that may increase with blood thinners, decreased blood counts, new cancers to other organs including skin cancers, heart rhythm problems, and liver problems. Tell your doctor if you have flu-like symptoms, blood in stool or urine, fast or irregular heartbeat, dizziness, feeling faint, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, stomach pain, dark urine, or yellowing skin. These are not all the possible side effects. Use sun protection. Calquence may harm an unborn baby. Calquence helps you do the fighting, and you can focus on the things you're loving. Ask your doctor if Calquence is right for you.
Marathon is rewarding fans with savings of up to $1 per gallon.
Hello again.
Hey y'all.
Hello.
Hey Lisa. Mark is in the building. Anyone got 10? I think you're in the wrong live, Mark. Hey, sweet sassy. Y'all tap the screen and share the live, please. Hey, Harley Rider girl. Hey, Tooth Fairy. Hey, Grandma Tracy. Y'all tap the screen and share the live, please. Share it out to everyone.
Hey y'all, if y'all will remember when you're tapping the screen, tap Checkmate's profile pic and box. And welcome in everybody.
While we're waiting on people to build the room, Mark B, you keep you and doing you, buddy. Every time you tag one of those moderators that were telling you to stop tagging them and stop creating awareness about those two moderators that want you to keep tagging them. Take screenshots, put it in awareness chats everywhere about Tristan Pizza. You keep doing that. I appreciate seeing stuff like that. Birdie sent me a screenshot where they want you to stop tagging them. I don't want you to overextend your efforts because I want you to everybody to continue to message about Tristan Pizza. But with those two enablers, those two moderators for him, they need to become a household name. So when you have a little extra time, put the screenshots in awareness chat so everybody knows that they're moderators. Even if you create a screenshot on your own and use it, that's their name. This is a moderator for Tristan Pizza. If they want to keep enabling that and they are begging you to stop tagging them with the truth, do it more. So good job, buddy. And I called out Mark B because they called him out in the chat in Tristan Pizza, but the rest of you, Bugs, Lola, Melody Rose, y'all keep sending those. Harley girl, keep sending those messages on the back end. I know that some of them are telling you to go buzz off, but you keep doing you. You're doing a great job.
Y'all keep tapping the screen and sharing the live, please. Who are we starting off with, Birdie?
this season.
After the rules and everything, we're going to start with Country Boy Matt and Daisy and Fern.
Is Fern coming in?
I'm going to be speaking for Fern and for Daisy.
Okay, perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and mods, don't block. If they get out of pocket, please just mute them. Everybody be respectful. You don't need to shame these people. They know what they did was wrong. They're coming up to tell you their story, so please be respectful. Mods, please try to greet the people when they come in and say hello. I'm not always looking at the screen, but I just want everybody to feel welcome, please. And with that being said, I guess we can get started.
Okay, thank you, Checkmate. So tonight, thank you guys for being here. We've got Matt's picture up because I want to bring awareness to the face of the person that is using emotional manipulation and the littlest victim. So tonight's live is about the victim impacts that were done on the people who were taken advantage of by these beggars, scammers, predators, and bad behavior, using props, anything that they can to emotionally manipulate you out of your money. And sometimes it doesn't just end when it leaves the chat. We all know that they're messaging on the back end. We all know that sometimes people give out their own phone numbers. Some people go into these things thinking that they're getting a friend, and what they're actually getting is a lot of heartache. So I want to introduce you to a story that is close to home for a friend of ours, for Fern Angus, where Matt uses props in an innocent soul, Daisy. Daisy is Fern's prized possession. That Daisy has a brother and a sister. She's got two brothers, Coda, Harley, and then Chloe. Matt used to use Daisy to get money because she needed food, she needed medical care for the vets. Anything he could do to use those animals, he used them. Now, the story, looking at Daisy right now, she's happy. She is loved. She's cared for. She couldn't possibly be in a better place. But if you think back on Daisy's story with Matt, Matt was still scamming for money when he said that Daisy wandered away and was found at the shelter, and he was raising money to get her back. There was no way that those people were ever going to allow Matt to have Daisy back. Daisy had puppies, and those were picked up by the animal shelter. Daisy was very sick when she was at the animal shelter. The amount of intestinal parasites that Daisy had that she had to be treated for when Fern went to the shelter to adopt her, it was, it had to be painful. Because Matt only used her for a money prop. And to be able to look into something as innocent as Daisy's face and know that we had to be her voice, Fern had to be her voice. There are thousands of animals that are abused, used, like Brandon and Brenda. They will go and get animals just to use them to beg you for their money. And then they dump them off, and then nobody ever hears or sees from them again. So tonight, when Fern allowed us to tell her story in that small town in Texas, thank God Fern was there, and that Fern loves to have her house look like a zoo. And the moment that she looked into the eyes of Daisy, she knew she had to have her and get her out of that position. Matt took every opportunity to use Daisy as a prop for money, and still using it. Because look, they've got Rebel, the puppies, who remembers the amount of hearing those puppies yelp, or to hear about the one that passed away. It breaks my heart that we could talk all day long when we scroll through this app and people are begging to feed their dogs, for cat litter, for medicine for their dogs. And they're really, if they truly cared anything about these animals, they would have surrendered them so they had a better life. Instead, we hear from Matt, Country Boy Matt, that he is still raising money for the dog, raising it for the vet, trying to get her out, when Fern was already in possession of Daisy for days. And Matt was still on the app raising money to get her back. And people were still throwing money. The whole story with Daisy, to keep up with Daisy and how beautiful and how loving she is, Fern sent me a message, and to Birdie as well, and said that she met her grandmother for the first time this summer, and that she's going to meet her grandfather for the first time during Thanksgiving. They're all going to be together. This is Fern Angus's page. I encourage you to follow her. She brings awareness to long-term beggars and scammers. But Daisy is, and her story and her little zoo has prominent parts on her page. So you just go to the bookmark and you'll be able to see lots of stuff about Daisy and for Fern, and lots of long-term scammers when they come and go. And some of the older stuff is there as well. There is a Reddit page for Country Snark for Life. And you'll be able to see the backstory of Daisy and the animals and Rebel. At the top of the search bar where Reddit is, there's a little eyeglass. And you can click on it, type in Daisy's name, and then Daisy's story comes up, and you'll actually see the picture of Daisy on the glass in the animal shelter where they're trying to get her adopted. Now, Fern is working really hard to potentially do a DNA test for Daisy and reconnect her with some of her puppies, just for a connection. That's love. But you got to think about, with these beggars, scammers, predators, and those that are exhibiting bad behavior, if they really love these animals, they would give them a fighting chance. And they wouldn't be doing the things that they do to get your money if they really cared about you. And so some of the stories that you're going to hear tonight, I want to challenge you guys. If it gets too much, get off the app and message someone and speak to them. But just know, if you have your own stories, listen a little closer and reach out to us so you can tell your stories, so we can vet the information, we can get this out there. This face right here, I almost wanted to stop doing awareness during this right here, because he had more animals. And it wasn't going to ever stop, it seemed. Because not only was he doing these horrible things to these animals, but he had a past with minors, and he had a record for restraining minors that were under the age of 18. So anybody that's going to hurt a child, anybody that's going to harm an animal, do not need to be anywhere around innocent souls, especially ones that can't speak for themselves. Fern is not feeling well, so she was unable to come in tonight. But I want to thank Fern, just on the event that you're watching a rewatch on this. Thank you for allowing this to be a positive story to start off tonight's Victim Impact Live. This is the littlest victim here, and there's so many more. But the animals have no voice. They can't ask for help. They can't ask for freedom. They can't ask for protection. We got to be their voice. So when you scroll through the app and you see people using them for money, I would encourage them to really, really tell them to look within themselves and surrender these animals so that they can have a life that's they deserve to be on this app, instead of having to struggle or be a prop to pull on people's heartstrings for your money. Use the Reddit page for Country Snark. Use the TikTok search bar to find the stories of the people that you scroll upon that they say that they're saving these animals and they're raising money for these animals. If they're doing something horrible to these animals, make a phone call. They have resources where you can see something, say something. We have to be those voices. There's many stories you're going to hear tonight. These are all stories that have a good ending because the universe allowed us to cross paths with these people doing the right thing. And just Janet said something the other day that if I can just help one person not feel like I did in the future for getting taken advantage of, then I've done what I'm here for in this community. And I appreciate that so much. Talking to New Mexico Nana, she works so much and so hard that I forget sometimes that these people I used to get upset with, that can't they see that Tim and Angela are lying? Can't they see that they're using these things to pull on heartstrings? But now that I get to know Janet and Nana and Heather and Christina, I see why, because their hearts are open so wide that they want to see the good in people. So tonight, when you hear their stories, please, guys, refrain from coming in this chat going hard and saying, well, you knew what you were getting. You knew what you were doing. Because honestly, kindness is not weakness. It's the best part of us. But at the same time, we have to come together to call out what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Everything that you do, I always say, your likes, your shares, your tags, they mean more than you will ever imagine. If you think it's something small, it's actually something huge, because somebody's going to come across it and know, wait a minute, I just heard this similar story. Let me go see what I can find. And they're going to click that top of the TikTok search bar, type in that screen name, and they're going to find, if it's out there, they'll find it. So tonight, when you hear their stories, please ask questions, but please be respectful and just know that it's taken a lot for these people to come forward and give us the screenshots and the research that we needed to do to make sure that the right information gets out there. This is not bullying. This is not anything to degrade anybody. This is about helping people just like you and me who come on this app to have a good time, kick it with people that think like we do, but at the bottom line is they have a good heart and they want to help somebody, but they got a little bit too wrapped up. And I wish that it ended there. I wish it was just a one and done. But you guys know as well as I do that they are messaging on the back end. They're getting harassed with messages. I can just $10 more. Can you give me just $10 more? And it's constant. So tonight, when you hear their messages, ask questions and know that at some point we were all new to this. You didn't just scroll in one day and know everything that we know. So sit back, enjoy tonight, engage, share out the live, but ultimately know that givers have no limits. Givers need to have their limits. You need to set your own limits, because the takers never will. They will take and take and take until finally you're the one that's questioning, am I the one that's broken? No, you're not. You're the reason that there's so many of us together that come and want to bring the truth out. If there's people that's out there that are giving due to spite, let them give it. But you got to give them a chance first. I promise you, when we talk to Heather and Christina and New Mexico Nana and Fern and Janet, this wasn't, their intent was not to end up here one night to come on here and tell their story. Their intent was to have a good time and to enjoy fellowship with each other and have friendship, what they thought might have been done in Kim Peters, Matt, Tim and Angela, Carrie Walls. But what turned out to be nothing more than emotional manipulation and treating kindness as weakness and pulling on heartstrings. Periodically throughout the night, you'll see Birdie will drop out of the box. So she's going to basically reload with screenshots. She has hundreds of screenshots that we've cycled through tonight. If you want to screenshot it or jot down a note if we need to come back to it, she may periodically have to leave and come back. If there's a Reddit available, we'll tell you what the Reddit is so you can go and find it for yourselves. The most important thing I want you guys to know is any one of us could have been these people had we just strolled in to seeing somebody saying, I have cancer, I have nothing to eat, and I need food for my animal. The littlest victim in Daisy, where she doesn't have a voice, is the best part of a story that Fern could give us. But imagine all the ones out there that didn't make it, didn't have the story. As soon as they were done getting the money that they needed, dumped off, and then we never hear from them again. Birdie, I'm going to hand it over to you so you've got the lineup for tonight. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you all for being here. Please tap the screen and share the live.
Okay, so Heather, I just sent you an invitation. Yes. Y'all please remember to be kind to these people. They don't have to share this with us. They don't have to talk with us tonight. So I just really want to emphasize that, to please be kind.
Hello, Heather. Welcome in. Thank you for being here.
Hi, how are you guys?
Ma'am, we're good. We're excited for you, Heather.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I wouldn't expected my video to blow up like that. I'm not like a TikToker like that, but I wanted to get that word out there. I've taken a lot of heat for it. About people just think that I'm chasing clout, and it was nothing like that. I went through so much just trying to get the right set of nails with Carrie and the drama and the name calling. So thanks for having me.
Well, whenever you're ready, we are ready to hear your story. And I will keep an eye on the chat. If there's something that needs to be called out, I'll try to stop you, but I don't want to interrupt you too many times. So
Sure.
Ma'am.
So I was just scrolling on TikTok and I came across Carrie's live where she was selling her nails out of her car. And she just kind of pulled on my heartstrings because she was talking about how her brother is disabled and her mom was sick and they were homeless. And so I would watch her videos for a couple weeks and send her $10 or $5 here or there. Never bought any nails. And then I came on one live and she was doing a raffle, the wheel for the nails, and I entered the raffle. It was a very positive live. There wasn't a lot of negative comments in that live. I was new to Carrie, and so I had did the wheel. Not now, after I paid for the wheel and after I won the wheel is when I started getting the negative messages about not trusting her. And I'm the kind of person, until you do something to me, I don't know. I'm not gonna, give her negative reviews or talk badly about her. I did not know Carrie. And so I bought the nails, or won the nails, I should say, and I picked out the nails on that video, which ones I wanted. There they are. Yep. And she wrote my name on them. 2 weeks had passed. I hadn't got them yet. I messaged her and she couldn't remember who I was or what set I had won. And when I told her, she said that she accidentally sent them out to the wrong person. So she would make me the set and send them to me. So I described what they were. And she was like, okay, babe, I'll get them sent to you. They came probably a month after that. I got them and they were the wrong nails. They were really long Louis Vuitton nails that she had been trying to sell. I cut them down. They were way longer than that. So I messaged her like, hey, they're the wrong nails, but maybe my daughter can wear them. And she's like, okay, yeah, sorry. So they were too big for my daughter too. When I tell you these nails look like they were toenails. And so I said, hey, they don't fit her either. And all I got was an I'm sorry, babe. During all this, she did kind of say, hey, I don't know how me and mom are going to eat tonight, would send me kind of messages like that to make me feel guilty and to try to send her more money. And it just kind of ended with her blocking me, calling me old and blocking me. So that's about it with that.
I'm going to put up Heather's messages. They might be a little blurry. You might not be able to see it. Please know that the videos are on her page. So just go look at her page if you'd like a better look at these.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody has any questions for me I can answer. Like I said, she blocked me after. It's just aggravating because I've watched other videos where people are streaming her live, and she talks about how she's always made it right with the customers, has always, her nails always fit, and it's just kind of aggravating because I know that's not true. I will say after the video, I've seen good reviews on her, so maybe she took my experience, learned from it, and is doing a little better. I don't know.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
No,
okay.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
I want to think the good of people, and
Absolutely.
I didn't know. And I did my research after to find out she's stayed in hotels many times and has been going down this road a lot, and people are like, you deserve to get scammed. You should have known. No, I did not. I've never heard of Carrie Walls till now, till I dealt with her.
And Heather, I know that I speak for the panel and for those in the chat, appreciating you for coming up and telling your story, because there's a lot more out there that we don't know, and we hope that more people come forward. There's some that will go to the Carrie Walls Reddit page and leave their stories there and some screenshots and things that can't live over here on TikTok because of the extent of some of the language that's used due to the amount of scamming that Carrie has done. So you guys follow that Reddit page and you can find that story from the very beginning to now. And she's making bank off of these waffles that she's doing, where she's not having to send out but maybe 2 or 3 nails, and she's making all this money. So she's got it good. But there's a reason why Carrie does not have a legitimate TikTok shop. And the reviews from people that are coming in that are because of the quality that she's doing, or just the amount of scamming that she's doing. So Heather, you telling your story, we appreciate that. And it's going to help, even if it just helps one person. I feel like it's going to help more just from the sheer fact that your video is pinned to your page. They can go to it. They can see what you went through. They can read those messages. It's horrible name calling. It's funny how that wasn't happening. You were getting called baby and babes and all of the above till all of a sudden you start questioning and start asking for things that you were promised or told that was going to happen and didn't.
Right. I mean, at one point she thought I was somebody else and called me the B word. She said, you're not getting nothing now. And that was some other Heather. And, I just kept on being patient with her just because I wanted to get what I had paid for. And then when I finally 2 months later got what I paid, or won, but people keep on saying that it was a will, it was a raffle, but I still paid to get in that, and I won. So rightfully, the money she's making off that will is insane.
Yes. Brody, did you have any questions for?
I just wanted to double check. You said that she was asking you for money on the back end, or was that a no?
No, she was hinting around, if that makes sense. Like, she was like, I don't know how me and mom are going to eat tonight. Was saying stuff like that to try to, like, she didn't come right out and say, hey, can I borrow? But they were messages trying to make me feel guilty about, she don't know how they're going to eat. Just different messages. And, and I had almost fell for it. But at that time, her Venmo had gotten banned. And she only had Apple Pay, and at that time I didn't have Apple Pay, and she was trying to help me set it up. So she wanted me to set up Apple Pay to send her some money.
So, now that you kind of went through that with Carrie, is there anything that you look for now, while you're scrolling to make sure that you don't get scammed again?
Well, I downloaded Reddit. And yes, I always do a review, a check, a history search. I really wish I would have done that for her, but I don't know if you've ever been in her lives. I mean, if you are first in there, I mean, she's so good at playing the victim and acting. And there's people in there that are defending her as far like her mods. I had one mod message me, hey, don't listen. These are just haters that are trying to get her off the app because they don't like her, So you question, you want to, I guess I found out for myself, unfortunately.
So this one actually comes from the comments, but someone would like to know, did you purchase those nails from her because of her situation rather than paying like normal retail?
Yeah, well, I just did what I wanted to do, I was doing the will just to support her. I didn't even think I would win, I was just trying to help her out because she was 2 days behind on the hotel. She said she hadn't ate all day, and she also has a sick dog, I guess, that has a tumor. I don't know if you guys have seen that dog that she has in her life that stays in the hotel with her.
I personally am not aware.
Yeah. Yep. She has a dog. I can't remember the dog's name. It looks like a brown pit.
Princess.
Okay. Yeah. And I guess she needs to get to the vet, and she don't have the money to take her to the vet. And so, she just I wanted to help. And I'm a single mom too, so I couldn't throw money at her all the time, but I'd say I've probably sent her around 60.
Okay, and just so that y'all know in the chat, these are what she was told she would receive. And this is what Carrie sent her, and you cut these down because they were long, right?
Oh, yes, they were really long. They were extra long. Very long, and not, you could tell they weren't acrylic. They could bend. They were cheap.
Heather, there's people that want to see your video on Carrie and follow you, if that's okay. Could you comment in the chat?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let me.
You can also hit the plus sign right by her name in her box, and that'll also follow her.
There, I put that in there.
Thank you.
And when I did that video, I had just got done swimming, and I was like, I'm going to make a video about these nails because I told Carrie I'd do a review for her when I did get the nails, and sorry it had to be a review like that. But at that point, it just the way she handled it, like, sorry, babe. And, didn't want to make it right. So.
Somebody asked, did you wonder why the chat was saying negative things about her? Did you see the negative comments?
Again, her mods are so fast to delete comments, and that wasn't a negative chat I was in. She was getting a lot of support and a lot of money in that chat. And she seems to get a lot of gifts also. So, you don't realize this is a bad person. Now that I did my research, I know of her, and I know to steer clear, and I want to get my word out there and help other people. But I still see, they're still supporting her, and she still gets a lot of gifts.
Definitely does.
I'm just trying to catch up with these comments, Heather. Give me just a second.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. So if we did miss it, if y'all will just maybe comment your question again, we'll try to catch it.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
Oh, and just so you know, you only paid $20 for your wheel spot, right?
Right. Yep. And then I sent her 10 more just to send it. And then here, like I said, I'd be in her lives and I would just send her some, just to send her some when she would tell her story. I watched her for a good couple of weeks before I did the will. And then, of course, after my video, I was blocked, and that's when she sent me the nasty messages, and she was making fun of me for my video not having a lot of views. Okay, well, that's not why I did it, but she just really went at me after that.
It's a shame. Well, Heather, I am very sorry that you had to go through, something like that. That I'm glad that you were brave enough to make that video, and she's eating her words now because look what look at where that video's going, and
Yeah.
it's appreciated because again, people seeing the truth and the reality of it, the fakeness and the scamming part of hi my babies is not.
Yes.
It's for money. It's exploitation. It's emotional manipulation. She is a professional victim, and it's always something. And people need to ask themselves, there's a reason she doesn't have a legitimate shop.
Right. And there's ladies out there that are so talented. After that, I had some ladies reach out to me that actually does acrylic press on nails, and they have sent me some, and I've done videos for them on the ones that are actually good and came within a week after I asked for them. And I want to get their names out there too, because they were a legitimate, good, professional business, and it's sad that she's given kind of nail techs kind of a bad rep on TikTok.
Exactly. Well, Heather, kindness is not weakness.
Right.
Keep that heart open. You're a beautiful soul, and I promise you the amount of help that you're putting out into the world right now is going to come back to you. And it may not seem like it now, and I know that the chat and panel were frustrated. It's like it's never going to end, but I promise you keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to make as many people as we can and slow it down. We'll never stop it, but we can slow it down. And people like Heather and those of you that are going to speak tonight, those of you tagging, liking, and sharing lives, thank you. And
yeah. Thank you for having me, and thank you for what you guys are doing.
Absolutely, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you for coming up, Heather.
Thank you.
Could y'all remember tap the screen and share the live, please? We had trouble earlier, so.
Does anybody know how long she's been selling nails?
Gosh, she's been on here way before I came on.
How do I get out of here?
Oh, let's see. I think we can drop you. Hold on. There we go.
To tap the screen, you just have to tap on my box, and then you'll be able to, it'll show the likes.
While Birdie's going to reload for screenshots, I wanted to let you know that if there is a Reddit page that's associated, like the Carrie Walls 7 and the Country Snark page, if you come across if you're not able to message someone and let them know on the back end about the scams that are being perpetrated, or you're unable because they have their tags off, you can go into their comments and you can be respectful and let them know, please consider researching. There's more information at Carrie Walls 7 on Reddit, and put it in the comments. I mean, the most they're going to do is delete it, but at least somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to be able to go and say, well, what is this all about? Because again, the amount of traffic that's coming through TikTok, when TikTok starts to violate us for telling that this is the truth, we can send it over always to Reddit, and it seems to live a little bit longer over there. Whenever you're creating your videos or you're tagging someone, use that hashtag with their name. So the algorithm will start picking it up now. So when you're asked to go to the search bar and type in their screen name, it'll take you right to it. Or anything that's associated with them will be pulled up whenever you use the hashtag CarrieWalls7, hashtag CarrieWalls7 Reddit. So
Yeah, most of them have hashtags already, so.
yes.
Yeah, I was trying to think how long that, I mean, she's been on here for a long time. I just can't remember how long. Rammer, do you know?
You're on mute, Rammer.
Bug said 5 years, so that's probably right. Because she was here before I started doing awareness.
And Birdie, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Who do you have up next, Birdie?
My next one is someone that we all know. I'm going to emphasize again, guys, please be kind. Hope, are you here?
You can go ahead and request Hope. Yeah, I agree, Cindy. Carrie's the raffle scams and everything is a lot with her.
Hi, Hope.
Hello.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Good.
Good. All right, y'all. So some of y'all know who Hope is. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen. I'm sure you remember Kim. I know she's not on the app right now, but Fallon and I both think it's very important for y'all to see exactly how deep this one went. You're going to be shocked. Hope had a chance to come up before and kind of tell her story a little bit, but she didn't get a whole lot of time. So today we're going to give her her time. We're going to let her tell her story, and we're going to show y'all exactly how deep that story is. So for those of you that don't know, Hope is just me. So if you remember Kim, you remember just me. So please be respectful. That's all I ask. But if you know, you know. So Hope, if you would like to start, I'm going to put up your screenshots as you're talking about it, but I'm going to try not to interrupt you, okay?
Let me jump in really quick. Guys, I want to reiterate this, okay? We got a bouncer down in the chat in Amber and Melody Rose. You get one chance with one disrespectful thing, and you're going to get muted. I want you guys to know that some of the things that you're going to see on here are going to shock you. Keep it respectful, please. The amount of manipulation that everybody here knows, Kim Peters is one of the most notorious scammers, beggars on this app. And anybody that's saying, well, why are we talking about her when she's no longer on the app? The amount of videos, content on Kim Peters and the amount of people that she's scammed and the thousands that she's received out of people will put her on Digital Deceivers grids forever if she was still on this app. She would be pinned on every video, Fern, mine, checkmates, rammers. She would live on a board forever with just the stuff that she's done since she's been on the app. So just the fact that she's not here any longer does not mean that it gives her a pass that we're not talking about her tonight. Because if it doesn't make you angry, the amount of money and the amount of manipulation that out of this one person, then you need to check inside your soul while you're here in this community. Because we're here to help people, and Hope is willing to tell her story, and I just want you guys to greet her like we greeted her, and just know that there are many doors that Hope has left open running from us, especially me, because when I found out it's me, I was angry as hell.
Yeah, and I also want to say, just because she's not on the app doesn't make these stories any less. They were taken advantage of. Kim is a master manipulator, and she's been doing it for many, many years. Welcome in, Hope.
So thank you for being here, Hope. You've got the floor, ma'am. We're all ears.
Okay, so I came across Kim Peters on July 4th the first time, I think. Yeah, I think it was July 4th. And I was watching her for a while on that day, and that was the first time when I saw her, but she ended up crying, I guess, because I guess she was getting evicted at that day, and she was saying she needed the rent money, and so that was the first time when I sent her the $250, and then later on I sent her another $100, so she wouldn't get evicted. So that was the first time that I helped her. This second time, let me think. I probably need the next screenshot to be able to know when I sent. Okay, yeah.
Hope, move a little bit closer to your mic, sweetheart. Just a little bit closer.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It's still a little bit muffled, but better.
Okay. And then on July 25th, she ended up texting me in the background and told me she didn't have any food, that she hadn't eaten anything for 3 days, and was wondering if I could give her any food money. So that was when I sent her the $60, and then the $15 was supposed to be for cat food. And then I sent her money. She told me she had a job, and she told me she needed money because she needed clothes so she can get to work. That's when I sent her the $26 and the $20. And I think in August, there was a couple of times that I sent her. She told me that one of her there was something between there when she told me that her cat needed to go to the vet. That there was something wrong with her cat, and she needed to go to the vet. So that's when I sent her a couple. I think I sent her about $100 that day. And then she told me, which is shown here, the screenshot is when she told me that she was planning on getting this scooters for the fair, but somebody canceled her scooters, and now she couldn't go. So I ended up sending her the scooter, the money for the scooters, which is supposed to be $92 and the $72. And then she told me one time, the $120 was supposed to be for rent, and I think that was supposed to be for the August rent. And yeah, and at that time she also told me that she couldn't afford her phone bill and was wondering if I could pay that also. I think that one pretty much was all food money that I give to her during the time between July and September. And I think there's another screen missing when I sent it her, which was the last time. sent her another rent money. That was in September. I don't know if you have that in handy. It was like in the middle of September. Yeah, there you go. So I sent her that money because she told me again she was getting evicted and she needed that money really bad. And so that was the last time when I sent her the money for rent. And that is pretty much after that. It's pretty much when I found out that there was a completely lie that she didn't really need it because when I look at her ledger, it shows that she already paid it way before I give her that money. So pretty much she just kept that money.
Hope, I'm gonna stop you for 2 seconds. Kim went live one day, y'all, and showed her ledger.
Yeah.
And that is how Hope realized that the money that she was sending wasn't being spent on what she was being told it was spent on. So Kim actually told on herself with this one.
So yeah, let me iterate something here. So anybody that followed Kim and watched her beg, she went on several field trips, several shopping sprees. The money was definitely not going towards anything that she actually needed to do. It was going against all of her wants, and she had a lot of those.
And one time I sent her money for her to get a bird. She ended up not getting a bird. She ended up sending me a text message and told me she ended up just getting her nails done because she wasn't able to get the bird that day. So, and after that was when I ended up contacting my attorney because I was trying to get some of the money back and was trying to see what I could do to get the money back. And he told me that if I would take her to the small claims court, I would probably not get anything back. So she is on SSI. So he told me what I could probably try to do is contact Cash App and PayPal and see if I get some of my money back. And I was able to get some of my money back, but not all of them because some of them I sent it by friends and family. And when you send it through friends and family, you're not going to be able to get it back. But the ones that I sent it out that were not under friends and family, I was able to get back under PayPal, but not under Cash App.
So you ended up getting back, what was it, like $250 around that?
No, I think it was close to 400, maybe.
Okay, close to 400. Altogether, Hope, how much do you think you sent her on PayPal and
Over
Amazon?
$2,000.
Over $2,000. And you were only a mod for 5 months?
It was more on and off because I got off in September. I actually deleted my account in September, and that's why you guys see 3 different names. Because I ended up getting off in September, and then I kind of watched her in the background, and then I came back maybe for like 2 weeks, and that's when she ended up showing her ledger, and that's when I found out that she just kept all the money that I sent her.
Hope, you did so well telling your story, and you did so great, and you're continuing to do great things because I see the videos that you record. I see the content that you make to make people aware that, you know, it's good to have an open heart, but at the same time to use your common sense and your research skills. So I thank you for everything that you're doing now. And I don't ever want you to feel like this is something that you have to do because, you know, you were taken advantage of so greatly by Kim. And again, everyone remembers what the amount of manipulation coming out of Kim. So what you're doing, being here with us, telling your story finally, and being able to help as many people as possible, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
again, guys, this was over $2,000 from one person from just the last summer of 2024.
Yeah, between July and September.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you could all give Hope a follow, she has turned awareness now, and she's doing really great things in the awareness community. So you guys could support her. That would be awesome.
And guys, she really thought that she had a bond with Kim. She really thought that she had a friend in Kim and that she was really helping and that she could, make her life a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. Because as you guys know, I'm enabler hunting. I'm looking for enablers, and you see these same names in scammers and beggars chats that are just the same. You see the Queen Peaches, who is now Mary Jane. You see the Miss May, who is now Hakuna Matata. You see these people, but I never saw Just Me everywhere. I never saw her enabling anybody other than Kim. So she really thought she had a friendship with Kim, and Kim was just using her over and over and over for money. Look at these amounts. It's $260, $50, $100 for a friendship that she really thought she had a connection here. Because again, you have to prepare yourself that givers have to have their limits, because takers are not going to have any. And Kim Peters is the prime example, because at the same time she was doing this to Hope, she was doing it to many others. And Hope, I cannot appreciate you enough for what you do now. And I hate that it had to get to this, that you had to go through all of that, because our friendship over here is free and always will be. And the universe putting you in our paths, we're luckier for it. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Hope, can you do me a favor and comment? You have people that want to follow you, and someone in the questions or somebody in the comments wants to know, do you have any suggestions on what they can say to someone who is about to give money to sway them not to?
I normally just try to send them a message and kind of tell them not to, and then try to explain to them what kind of happened to me. That's pretty much what I just do in the background. I just send them a message and say, hey, I did the same thing by bag. And just try to kind of explain to them it's not a good idea to send some money to someone that you don't even know.
And it could possibly be that potentially, and I kind of feel this in my heart, that when Just Me was in there, Hope, when you were in there and you saw the comments about the body shaming and the posting of the pictures of Kim's grandfather who passed away, and the vileness from it was difficult a lot of times to be able to look at Kim's toxicity and the lies that she was telling, because you had so much going on in the chat. And I would never make an excuse to say, people in the chat calling out Kim's lies. But when you're doing it for body shaming or for just shits and giggles, and you're not doing it for a purpose to call attention to Kim's lies, that's getting them money as well.
Yeah. Back then she also always sending me text messages with screenshot that people were sending her and the pictures and all that.
So guys, if somebody was to come across just scrolling into that chat and they saw the amount of body shaming, or Kim's telling people that that's my grandfather that passed away, that they use that as a profile picture, or they're telling her these horrible things, if they're just scrolling in, they're going to give these people money based off of sheer sympathy. And then that's going to open it up to where they message whenever they gift or they give money, and then they message people like Hope and they say, this is all the time. They do this to me and I'm bullied, and people start to build a bond based off of victim mentality or emotional manipulation or stolen sympathy. That's how they get you. If they can get you alone and manipulate the hell out of you in DMs, that's what they're going to do. And then they give those phone numbers out, and then you start talking to them. And then thousands of dollars later, we're here. But we don't know eventually what could happen. So Kim's addiction was clearly missed money management, or she is food or shopping addiction, or just for the sheer hell of it, getting on here and seeing who she could manipulate. So the attention, all of that. But imagine, could it be if that thousands of dollars, if it would have been a substance problem for Kim? She may not be here, and then it would be on Hope, and you can hear Hope's heart through her speaking. Imagine what that would do to somebody like Hope.
So I have a question for Hope. Hope, how many people actually messaged you to warn you about Kim?
Actually not many because I had my message closed.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And tags off.
I see. I was just wondering if you had tons of messages coming in or not.
I'm catching up with comments. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking for questions too.
Hope, I have a question. You're over in the awareness side now. I can't thank you enough for all the work you put in now. We really appreciate it. What do you look for when you come across people who are live so that you know that they're actually scamming? Is it like a pattern that you see, or what do you look for now that you're on this side of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's more the pattern, because it's pretty much the same thing that everybody's asking for. And if I'm not too sure, I'm just go on top and ended up searching their name and see if anything pops up.
Yes, definitely search their name. Fallon, do you have any other ones?
I don't. Great job, Hope. Thank you so much. And we're better for it. I just wish you didn't have to go through heartbreak to get over here and finally be with the people who care about each other, and we value that you're here. So thank you for your story.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hope.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate
Thank you so much for coming up, Hope. While we're switching to a different person, could y'all remember to tap the screen and share the live, please? And I really appreciate everybody being very respectful tonight. Y'all are being amazing.
New Mexico Nana, did you want to, do we want to do New Mexico Nana or Christina? Birdie, oh, she had to go reload. Okay.
I mean, we can bring New Mexico Nana up here, or while we're waiting.
I can't remember if Christina was on a time crunch. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I'm sorry, Christina, I didn't write it down. I just want to make sure that we are respectful of your time.
She said, yes, please. I have to go to work early.
Okay.
You want to request?
Yeah. Come on up, New Mexico Nana. It's not letting me request her. Nana, hit the little people's heads down.
I sent her an invite, actually.
Perfect.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, how are you tonight?
Oh, tired, but I'm here. Thank God.
Thank
Well,
you
we're
so
glad
much
you're
for
here.
hanging out. So if you want to go ahead and start telling your story, Nana, Birdie's going to reload and she's going to throw a few screenshots up because just to show that we vetted your information. Many people know your story, but we would like to hear it from you. And so the floor is yours. Anything you need, please let Rammer, Birdie, Checkmate, or myself know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I retired a couple of years back and I was bored and got on TikTok. It was, I believe, we're in 25. So, 2024, May, April, something like that. I was on TikTok scrolling and I came across Tim and Angela's live. And I got in it a few times, talked to them, seemed to be pretty nice. And the more I watched, they kept kind of dry bagging. And I really didn't know what dry bagging was then. I know they would throw hints, about hotels or food or something, and didn't give much thought about it. And then one day he just outright asked, if I could help them out with a hotel, with their motel room. And I said, sure, how much was it? And he said, gosh, I think it was like $80 or $90 or something. And I helped him then. And then I got a text. He texted me a couple of days later asking that he knew that we didn't know each other like that. And he was wondering if he could borrow $80 for his motel room. And I had a short, brief conversation with him via text asking, you're going to pay this back, right? And he said, yes, because I was out traveling with my granddaughters at a gymnastic competition at that time. And I took that money out of that account. And he said, yep, tomorrow I'm going to pay you back for sure. I get paid from a side job tomorrow. And I said, okay, don't worry about it. So Sunday came and went. We kind of texted. I was kind of busy throughout the day, doing other things. And I said, well, are you going to pay me that money? Yes, after I get out of church. And then it was, I don't have a ride. And then I'm on my way to the store. Did it load? Oh no, I put gas in my car and they held, I don't know, X amount of money against my card. And it was just excuse after excuse after excuse. And before, when he first asked me to borrow the money, I discussed it with my husband. And he said, yeah, of course. I felt bad because I know what it feels like to be homeless. When I was a teenager, I didn't have parents. So I know that feeling, and I didn't want them to feel that feeling. It's just an awful feeling. It was, I don't know, my heartstrings got pulled, I guess. And he said, it's up to you if you want to. And I think deep down, I really didn't think they would do that. I thought, well, he's a man of God. He claims to be, I thought they were being very honest with me. And so anyways, I lent him the money, and at some point, another creator asked me if I wanted help getting that money back. And by then I was very frustrated because he had lied to me so much. And now it was just the point of it. Now it wasn't, I didn't need that money back. It was just the point of him lying to me. So another person got involved, and he was able to get $15 back for me, which I was grateful for because I really didn't think I was going to see a penny out of any of that money. So at least that was done. And I will never feel bad for people on this app again. I now donate to the free lunch program at the local schools, and at least I know it's going to kids that need to eat lunch.
That's awesome, Nana. Awesome.
Yeah, it's tough because I do work long hours. I work 14 to 16 hours a day, and it's money's hard to come by, and I don't know. I just got caught up in the moment, I guess, at that time, and It's okay. Live and learn.
Well, kindness is not weakness, Nana. And again, situations like this allow us to come across people like you, and we're better for it. I hate that it had to happen this way. And you've said so much in just your story, and people who are possibly on the outside listening to this, people in this chat who may not have heard your story. I want people to understand that Tim and Angela are a dime a dozen. There are very few people like these in this chat, on this panel in New Mexico, Nana, these hearts that are being trashed because people like Tim and Angela, Beth and Devin, Jordan Paul, they prey on people who know what it's like to be cold, hungry, thirsty, and homeless. And they would give the little extra money that they do have, and sometimes the money that they don't have, just so they could give it to someone else so they could have a little bit less of a harder time than they did.
Yeah. 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 It's like I say, I use it as a great learning tool. I feel bad because my compassion went out for this app and I see people asking for money. Now, one time I did send a lady Walmart order because I did really feel bad, but I know she got the Walmart order. But I can't get on this app anymore hardly because it tears me up. So I double my donation to the free lunch for the kids.
That's a great call out, Nana. And guys, use the money, the extra money that you have, or the money that you feel led to give to people that you have the whites of their eyeballs that you can see in your own community. There are kids that are at the school who squirrel away some of their food in their backpacks to take home to their kids, that their brothers and sisters that are younger and are not of school age, so they can eat because they have food insecurities in their own home.
Yeah.
So if they don't get to eat, they're if at least you know that if you go to a local school and pay off some of these lunch debts that they have, somebody's going to eat that didn't have the opportunity to, or the food that they're trying to take home to their little brothers and sisters that don't eat. You know it's staying in your community, and it's going to these kids who need to learn what they need to learn so they can teach who they need to teach for tomorrow, and they can possibly be the doctors and lawyers and those, somebody's going to figure out how to cure cancer. It could be those kids that are going hungry that can't focus because their tummies are growling.
Yeah.
So great choice, Nana. Good job.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys bringing me up here and letting me tell what I thought was an embarrassing story because I got taken. You kind of think, well, I could see through BS, but you really can't, not online. And it's hard to pinpoint it sometimes. So I'd rather not and just stay away from the drama.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being brave and coming up in this box. You speak so eloquently, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And I'm going to have to bid a farewell tonight because I have to be at work at 3:30 in the morning. So I will hopefully talk to you all soon or message you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys again.
Have a great night,
night,
Nana.
Nana.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nana.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
And thank you, Nana. I'm
You're
here,
welcome.
y'all. I'm sorry. I got a kid.
I thought you fell asleep.
No, I got a kid.
Can you drop me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Christina, are you ready to come up, sweetie?
Christine, if you want to just request, or I can pull you up, however you want to do it.
And New Mexico Nana said it. Hope said it to me. Y'all, please don't be embarrassed. Your kindness is not weakness, and it doesn't make you shouldn't feel embarrassed for trying to help someone. So please don't feel embarrassed to come up and share your story.
Nina coming up in a box to make sure she could come up and tell her story tonight. So this will be the first, was the first time she's ever been in a box. So tonight will be the first night she's ever speaking. So I want you guys to be very grateful that she's going to share her story, but just know that she's extremely nervous and I want you to welcome her with your likes. Click the top of that black box with Checkmate's name in it and appreciate her for being here and telling her story.
Yeah, and y'all
Welcome,
make sure you
Christina.
give her grace and respect, please.
Hi.
Hi, Christina.
Hello, Christina.
Hello, Christina.
I'm only doing this for you guys.
We appreciate you so much.
I appreciate Christina so much. Y'all don't understand. She does so much work on the backside that y'all don't even see. She sends me beggars and scammers all the time. She's a big help to me. So, Christina, I really appreciate you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. So I guess when I first got on TikTok, maybe the end of 2024, I came across a group. There were multiple people involved. The main one though was Ashley, and she also happened to. I noticed her that she came back a couple months ago. They were having chats about collecting money for parents with kids or single parents with kids that couldn't afford groceries, diapers, wipes, those kind of things. So of course, I felt obligated, to help because that's just how I am. And I'm also on SSDI, so my income is like very limited. But if I send you some money and that can help one family, then I'm okay with it. And I did. It was like a couple days before I actually got my check, so I was really low on funds as it was. But I did send some money, and the other person, I think his name was Jeremy. What I remember is that he was the one responsible of taking the payments from people, even taking amounts of people's food stamp cards. And then after a while, they needed more money, and I gave everything that I had down to the penny, just so they can help a family. That's what I thought. Which I also should say, I feel very stupid that I did that because I worked in a prison system. Prison system is all about manipulation. So I should have seen it, but I didn't. So I feel really stupid about that. Time went by, not sure how long, I can't remember how long. And there used to be an awareness group, but I don't recall who it was, where they called these people out. That's how we found out it was a whole group that did the scam. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure how it was, but there's one lady that I kind of was friends with. I gave her money for gas so she can take Ashley and her husband and her kid to either North Carolina or South Carolina. And during their chats, they, demanded for them to pay me back. But it was too much drama for me, so I just, said that the lady that I was kind of friends with to just keep it, don't worry about it. And then, like I said, she recently came back, and I went into her life and I asked her about my money and got blocked, of course. Yeah. What else do you need to know? I don't know what to say.
Well, first off, you did amazing. You're a natural at this. You do better than I do. So,
No, my heart is beating. My mouth is dry.
no, you're doing great. So actually, can I tag in Rammer and Checkmate because they know a little bit more about this scam than I do?
Okay.
So Ashley has had several accounts, two of these, which is on the screen. She's also had accounts that was called January and February. She's been on here quite a while. She's never really disappeared per se because she comes back randomly. But this scam was one of her best ones. where she took advantage of people and said that she was trying to feed single mothers. I'm sorry, to give money to single mothers and do Walmart pickup orders for them
Yep.
so they could eat. It was a huge thing. It didn't last very long because us being awareness, we saw it right away. We already knew Ashley and we was on it. So she didn't get away with it too long, but I would say at least a week or so she ran with this. How many people got taken advantage of? We're not quite sure, but it was a good scam for her. She got away with it. She got EBT money. She got cash money, and there was three people in the scam. There was a lady, Ashley, and then Jeremy. I don't remember the lady's name, but yeah, she really got people with this one.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to see a video on her, I did go ahead and pin the video that I have about her with the Food for Families scam on my page. So if you want to see it, it's the first pin video. It's the only pin video. So yeah, this was a really good scam. I mean, a lot of people fell for it, but a lot of people didn't know Ashley, and that's where it went wrong. Ashley pulled at a lot of people's heartstrings, which is
Yeah,
what a lot of them do.
the young guy Jeremy was actually still living at home, and he would go in and ask to be mods for all these different scammers and beggars, and he would pick up things that he would take back to them. But unfortunately, Checkmate has hit all the high points of everything I knew about this. So if you run across a dude on TikTok and he spells Jeremy with an O instead of the E-R-E in the middle, don't engage. Just run from him because he's bad news. But this Ash, she's a mess.
Yeah, Ashley is one of another notorious scammer on the app. She's claimed a lot of things. Like I said, if you want to see a video, and I only have, I think, one video on her on this page, but go watch it. It is the Food for Families scam that Christina is talking about. So when Christina first told us about, nobody understood what she was talking about, but Rammer and I, which had been around for a while, we knew exactly what she was talking about because that was a big thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't
And
even know that. So I thought it would be good for you to talk about it. So.
and like Anna said, she pays back to the community. That's the best thing you can do. I'm holding on to my money now. I put my years into Social Security, but how I still give back, and which gives me so much satisfaction, is um, I'm getting medical supply every month and equipment every year. And the things that I don't use, I give to a lady that I met on Facebook that does not have health insurance. The equipment I put it out on Facebook to a group that I belong to for free, of course, and I also give food, dry shelf food, to a church.
That's awesome.
And you bless other people with even with no money. You can still bless people.
That's right, Christina. You're so right.
So,
Which is the greatest point, because people who are in need of food or a medical device, something that you have extra of that you can give, are not going to turn it down. If somebody is deleting resources or the ability to help, and you see these comments get muted or all of a sudden they just disappear, you know that they only want your money. Christina, you did fabulous. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. I look forward to hearing more from you, Christina.
Oh, you will have to drop me if you want to get rid of me.
Okay. We hope you stick around, Christina.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so my next one is just Janet. Is she still here?
Yeah, she just commented. Miss Janet, if you'll hit the request button. Miss Janet, we're right up here with you, and you know this story well. You've told it several times, but we're right here with you, and we're not going to allow anything vile to be said or done.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Janet.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
So Birdie is loading. So if you want to go ahead and start and let everybody know, guys, just a precursor. Please be respectful in the chat for those of you that are just coming in. These are the stories that these women are brave. They're coming up to tell us. So listen closely and just know that if you were brand new to the app or had just scrolled in and you had been hungry before, thirsty, and homeless, you would be willing to give people money as well. And these are the stories of the victims tonight with big hearts, but kindness is not weakness. So go ahead, Janet. We're glad you're here.
Thank you, Fallon. I've told now I'm probably gonna stutter because I'm nervous, but my story has been out for a little bit, and my whole reason for continuing it on is like what Fallon said in the beginning, that even if I could prevent one more person from going through what I went through or for what any of these other ladies have gone through, then to me it's worth it. There's nothing, I doubt I'll ever get paid back what he still owes, but that's in the wind. But mine started out with, I wasn't really new to TikTok, but I was new to that side of TikTok. I had never encountered people asking for money or anything like that. I did kittens and puppy dogs and things like that is where I was always at. But I came across their live one time, and they were, saying how, rough things were and things like that. And people were bullying them, which I felt bad, being that I didn't know what was really going on. So I didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I offered to, buy Angela. I sent a Cash App for Angela to get a coffee, I believe it was $10. And that, I guess, opened the door to continue on, because I didn't really hear a lot from them. I would run across their lives periodically, but I didn't really stay involved in it. And then it was probably a week or two later, I got a message, asking if Tim could borrow $80 from me for the day. Now, I am disabled. I'll be 65 the end of the month, and I live off of a disability check. I own my own home. I'm comfortable. My bills get paid. Everything is fine. And so with him being able to pay me back, like he said, I figured, sure, they seem to be down on their luck. I didn't have a problem loaning him the $70, I'm sorry, for the day. And then it turned into, basically, I had to keep hounding him and hounding him. This went on day after day with a different story every time. He was working, he was going to take a shower, he was going to go do this, but they were closed. I had excuse after excuse over the days. And it got to the point where it was the 1st of June and my mortgage was due, and that was part of my mortgage money. So I had to make a decision because my bank would charge me $95 if I was late. and it was obvious that I was going to be late. So I made the choice of using my grocery money because I could cut back on food, but I couldn't cut back on my home. So that's what I did to keep my mortgage paid, which I got a lot of heat from Tim and other people for doing that, because apparently he thought I was flip-flopping about needing the money back. I didn't really understand Tim's thinking on that. But it went on for close to 2 weeks, back and forth. He finally blocked me. So I couldn't, because I went into a couple of his lives and not being rude or saying anything, just, do you think you could pay me something if you get something today? Or I'd send him a message asking, if he got enough today, could he give me a little? And there were a couple of my messages where I literally begged. I said, please, because I wasn't anybody else's problem to feed me. And I was living on the ramen noodle, that he so proudly speaks of. That was pretty much my diet. And I'm a diabetic, so I can't live on that. So I had to adjust my insulin to, be accommodating for that, which a lot of people didn't understand that either. So people were thinking I was flip-flopping around, but I was trying to just get my money back from him. And I went to Reddit. I saw somewhere somebody said something about a Reddit page. So I downloaded the app and I went to the Reddit page and I posted a comment, something about him owing me money that I can't get back. And JC, just curious, reached out to me on there and he worked with me to help me get $25 back from Tim. It took him some days of doing. He was finagling back and forth, things like that. But it was helpful. The $25 was feeding me, I don't eat a lot because of things I have going on with me medically. But, the $25 did help. And then Tim lost his job, which somehow I got put into the mix because I brought awareness people into it. It was my fault. I'd never see another dime from him. And I tried explaining to him that I gave him over 2 weeks and I got nothing. I needed to eat. I needed food, not just to survive, but medically I needed to have food. And then it was just, I was shut down from everything. I just watched his videos and of him having steak and chicken and everything else like that. So within a month's time, a friend helped me with some groceries a little bit because she as well is living off of her Social Security. So I couldn't take a lot from her either. And the town I live in, we don't have a food bank. And I couldn't eat food bank food because most of it is canned. I can't eat canned as a diabetic. So that wasn't a lot of help for me. So I did what I had to do and I got through it. And then Tim threw me another $15 a couple weeks ago, also with the Mexican Nana, when he gave her some money as well. And then I received the message that, I was never going to see another dime, which it's been a long enough time. I knew that. I gave up on it. My life is back to being normal. But it opened my eyes because I had never seen that side of TikTok. And now I do see it. And I try to repost and share and click all the buttons that I can do to try and help somebody else out. Because granted, it was only $70, but to me that was eating. That was going to feed me for most of the month. Because like I said, I don't eat a lot. And I live alone. There are stories that I was getting money and food and things from other people, which a lot of people were generous and, excuse me, and offered to Cash App me money and things like that. And I turned them all down because, as I said, I was not anybody's responsibility. I was brought up by my parents to take care of myself. My choices are for me to live with. And that's what I did. So I got through it. And it did bring me out on the other side of meeting some really nice people, the people here in the boxes. And it also, because I do donate, I like to help people. So what I did this year is for school, me and a couple of my friends, we loaded up 175 backpacks for school supplies and handed them out, to the schools in my town and in the next town over. And we're going to start something comparable for, Christmas as well. Excuse me. I'm nervous. So, it brought new people into my life, brought a lot of aggravation and headaches and a lot of mean comments from people. A lot of things were, said to me, messages, stupidity, I deserve it, and all the blah, blah, blahs. But like Fallon said, I have a kind heart. I always have. At least I considered it myself that way. And that's what I did. I give $1 to the homeless if I have it on the street corner, because I don't know everybody's story. Like I didn't know Tim's story. And I don't know everybody's story on the street that I may help or give a bottle of water to. So I do. And I still do that. That's just the kind of person I am. So, that's where it stands now. So I think that's my story. I'm sorry.
Janet.
Thank you so much, Janet.
Oh God. Thank you guys. I thought I was gonna vomit in the beginning. I'm sorry.
You did great, as always. Thank you so much, Janet. And Janet, you're so right. Because when you have a kind heart, you expect people to be like you. And so if I borrowed money, there would be nothing else that I do. I would not go buy a coffee. I would not go do anything until my responsibility is taken care of. And so it tears me up to hear people like you, Janet, or those that are in my DMs that message me and say, yes, he borrowed money from me. He said he was going to pay me back and he didn't. And you are having to beg him to pay you back at least $5 a day so you could eat that day. That day that you were in that live and I heard you say that, it broke my heart in so many pieces that I was infuriated that I didn't know which way I wanted to take my team. Like, which way do I want to go with this? Because I'm about to raise hell or I am either going to cry. And
that's in some of the messages as well. I literally begged, please, 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 in my messages to him.
And the other part to that is we gave you resources to go find the closest food bank to you because we're not about money. And for him to lie about us giving you money or raising money, we don't do this. We don't do gifts. We don't do monetary gain when we're bringing awareness to somebody. So the fact that he said that we gave you money to do anything when you actually had to go to a food shelf, and then the food shelf really wasn't sufficient for you because you have dietary needs. You're diabetic. You can't just grab a soup off the shelf of a food bank and eat it and that sustain you because of your health conditions.
Exactly. Yes. And he didn't understand that either. He understood nothing of anything I tried to say to him. And I tried playing on sympathy when I was literally begging for food. And then I was getting angry because he was cooking his steak in front of me, knowing I was hungry. And it didn't bother him. I don't want to cry. I'm sorry. Okay. It's just, I can't understand how people can be like that. I really don't. I'm not that kind of person.
Absolutely.
I can't fathom what would go through his head to be able to do that.
And that screenshot that Birdie has up at the top, it says where she has messaged him and said that I need to eat today. And she was begging him for the money. She should have never had to beg for what was rightfully hers when he asked her, could he borrow it? Not, can I have some? Can I borrow it? He was telling her that he was going to go and do landscaping and yard work to go find something, and then lied to her repetitively about why. And then just to get out of any type of his obligation, he's saying, you're not going to see another dime. You're not going to be doing this. You're not going to, you know what, Tim, I hope you're window licking, because just so you know, we're not going to stop bringing awareness to you and the amount of money that you owe New Mexico Nana and Janet and anybody else that comes along that you're taking advantage of. Because
I feel bad for the other people that he takes advantage of now.
Absolutely. But Janet and Nana and Heather and Christina and Fern and all of the others that are going to continue and hope that are going to keep bringing awareness to every single thing that they do that takes advantage of people. It's you've got an army standing here with you, all of you, Janet, New Mexico Nana, Christina, Hope, all of you. But being party of it, thank you. And it's because of people like you, Janet, willing to get up in the box and say, I'm kind, but at the same time, my kindness isn't weakness. I'm taking my power back, and now I'm going to start speaking about it. So thank you.
Yes. I thank you guys for helping me get my voice out there to hopefully prevent someone else from falling under his trap. Because it was really a trap, because he played on my sympathy about Angela being sick and couldn't be out in the heat and so on and so forth. So he really played on that.
Yeah.
I felt totally taken advantage of.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to prevent even one person from feeling the way I did, because the first time I went on live, I broke down crying because I felt like an idiot. I felt foolish for being almost 65 years old and being taken advantage of like that. And I was hysterical online. People made fun of me for that as well. But I'm learning a lot by being, with awareness here. I'm not awareness. I like to push all the buttons and spread the word.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
Yes. There's a lot of people claiming to be awareness that they should just click the buttons and go. Yes. Okay, guys, it's close to my bedtime now. I'm gonna hop in my bed and thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try and listen for a little while longer.
Sure.
Because I'm still learning. I about some other people. I just want to try and get off of that side of TikTok. But then again, I don't, because I want to continue with my mission.
Well, you're stuck with us forever, so give no money to anyone on this app, ever. No one.
Yes. You caught me in somebody's live that I didn't know and shot me right out of there.
Yes, ma'am, I did. All right, Janet, good night. Get some rest.
Thank you,
again.
Miss Janet, for sharing again. Thank you for sharing.
Okay. You all have a good night.
You too, Janet.
You too.
Now, let me see. Do I know how to get out of here?
Oh, we can help.
Whoops. It's not that one.
Wait, it won't let me drop her.
I got you.
Okay. Thank you, Janet.
And hopefully by more people speaking up, it'll give other people the courage to do it, because every single person that gives their testimony about what has happened to them is important. And I hope the trend continues for people to open up and realize, no, it's not shameful. They just were manipulated and used.
Whether it is cancer, exploiting animals, their kids, food for families, they're about to be evicted. They need a part for their car so they can DoorDash. And you've seen them over and over and over. It's lies, guys. type the name of the screen name at the top of the TikTok search bar. If there's something there, you'll see it. The
And
dark,
Fallon, add the elderly to that too, though. That
yes,
seems to be a trend.
yes, ma'am. There's no reason to give any money on this app ever. If there's somebody that you want to help, send it to our homeless veterans, 501c3. Get a tax write-off for your money. Send it to the kids at school that are squirreling away the little lunch that they do get to the brothers and sisters they have at home that are not of school age and they don't get to eat. Go pay their lunches. Animal shelters. Because again, these animals, they don't have a voice. They can't ask for help. They can't get on TikTok and beg for their food. The amount of manipulation that people use, they know what they're doing. The Kim Peters, the Tim and Angela, they know what they're doing when they exploit people who've been hungry, thirsty, homeless, cold, or hot. So people who are giving on this app are the people who shouldn't be. They're giving their last $5, their last dollar that they had. But the other side to that too is the darker side, like Tim, whenever he is being malicious and putting out information on people who donated prior to him, with putting out names of because they're not given to him anymore. Do you really want your personal information from your Cash App that you gave to somebody else floating around on the internet just because they want to exploit you or emotionally blackmail you or blackmail you, period, with your information out there? Protect yourselves. Just give locally. There's no reason to give anybody any money on social media, ever. We're never going to stop the amount of money these people get. We can slow it down. There's always going to be somebody who gives it to them, whether it's out of spite or just somebody randomly scrolling in there, and the manipulation from them is so strong that they're going to get their money. We can slow it down. There's people that are possibly going to scroll in there and see comments being muted and deleted and think, oh wait, I better not give money to that because there's something off. Because when we say read the room, you're reading the room for everything. You're seeing people like Jordan Plow playing video games, needing a room. Well, if she was that concerned about needing a roof over her head, why is she sitting there playing a video game, begging for your money? Why are Tim and Angela laid up in a hotel bed watching a Michael Myers marathon when the next day is a job fair in their town of several retailers? Instead of preparing resumes and working on Indeed, they're laid up in a hotel room watching watching marathons of horror stories. J. Paul's playing video games. Beth and Devin are getting high, and the rest of them are on here living better than we have in several years, because it's a struggle now in today's economy. So whenever they're struggling and getting mad and crashing out online, if that's what you want to watch, watch it, but do it silently. Get in there and make sure that everybody knows. If you see their name and it's the first time you're seeing them, message them respectfully and say, these are scammers. Tag them in videos. If you've seen them, like Miss May or Jessie Fields, Mary Jane, aka Queen Peaches, Donna Arnold, Betmar Carey, Pittsburgh Girl Andrea, don't worry about those people. Those are enablers who are doing it out of spite, and one day, unfortunately, they don't value life, and their last dollar that they help them get is going to turn someone's life upside down when they're no longer wake up the next morning. But those are the names that I'm not going to stop saying, because eventually, unfortunately, that's going to happen.
I would like to say one thing that all of these ladies had in common tonight is they gave money because they felt bad for them because they were being bullied in the chat. That's huge. That's why it's so important to not do that. Not say shameful, hurtful things to these people because they'll use it to every advantage they can do. So please be silent in there. If you have to go in, please don't say any mean, nasty things.
There are people on this app that want to just get seen so badly and hear their name called out on this app that if you're window licking, Tulsa, Bugsy, Robocop Ron, Shelby, Britt V, Jennifer, Gigi, type the TikTok search bar. Type in what your thing is. Type in if it's crocheting underwater, if it's basket weaving, if it's crushing salts, clean talk, whatever it is, go find your people. They'll shout you out. But just going into Tim and Angela's live or Boo Bear's live just to hear your name shout out, or you're paying for them to lay up, go find your people. This is our people here. The people in the panel, the people in the chat, some of the people window licking, just getting ready for bed that can't be in here interacting right now. We want to help people. We want to make sure that they're not taken advantage of because kindness isn't weakness. You enabling bad behavior just keeps the cycle going on and on and on. But you want to hear your name? Stick around. We got a lot of names to give. And it's a shame that you want to be part of hurting someone like the people you heard tonight with these big hearts who thought that they were helping. You're not helping. You're perpetuating a generational curse on somebody that is constantly looking at one phone that the government gave them, paying for another phone, watching a Cash App ring up when they don't want to do anything for themselves. And it's not just some of the same old names that you hear. I want you guys to look at red flags that you're seeing as well. Because those things are the ones that make your common sense and your radar go off that something's not right here. There are resources in every corner of the world. And they don't want to go out and get it because it's too easy to sit here and look in the phone pathetic and pitiful and lie to you, and then it's given to them. But you just heard tonight about all the ways that it's actually hurting so many people. Continue doing what you're doing, guys, and I hope that we continue to be an outlet for so many people when they're coming and telling their stories. I hope that the victim impact stories get less and less. And until then, I want to keep having them. I want this panel to be here. I want the chat to be here. Thank you so much for being my people and accepting me in with you guys. Because if I didn't have you guys to come over here and chop it up with, I would be going stir crazy, trying to message people on the back end and not think that any of this was having an impact. But you guys are making it so. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for accepting me in with you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to any of us so we can make this better. We can make this a thing. And don't be afraid to come and tell your stories.
I also want to say that we will be doing a Tristan live very soon. And I hope you all can join us for that. That one's going to be huge.
I can't wait for that one. I'm so excited about the lineup. The lineup alone to hear people speak that are subject matter experts on Tristan got me pumped. Please, guys, look for that awareness live on this platform coming up, and make sure you set your bell to the notifications so you can get notified the more closer it gets and the updates of when it's going to be and who the speakers will be.
This live I'm hoping for Thursday. It's going to be a little late because some of the people are on Pacific time, but it will be this week. I believe it'll be Thursday. So I hope all of you can join us. And when you see the video come out about it, please repost it.
So Jules sent a message, a comment in, and I wanted to call light to it because it was one of the things that that was a great suggestion. So one of the things that we always say is type in the screen name of the person that's in there begging for money, exhibiting bad behavior, anything that can be called out. So when you use those, TikTok has now become where you're like going to Google and you type in anything. If you want a review on something, you type it in and it'll come up. If you see something that you thought that it was a popular trend, you type it into TikTok, it comes up. So let's do that for the awareness community and continue putting hashtag Angel Girly, hashtag Boo Bear, hashtag Tim and Angela, hashtag J Paul, hashtag Beth Osborne, hashtag Tristan Pizza 13. So all of those will continue to be compiled for those people searching for answers. That was a great suggestion, Jules. Thank you. Any suggestions you have like that to make awareness more prominent on this app, get them into us and let's start implementing them and using them so we can close the loop on this. We're never going to stop it, but we can sure slow it down.
I just want to say that I'm so proud of every single one of y'all that got up in the box tonight. Like, I cannot say how proud I am of y'all. I hope that this live helped y'all see it from kind of like a different angle. And don't be scared if you want to. I would like to do this again. So, and I think the girls are down too. So please message me if you have a story. We would love to hear it. I've already got someone with a man named Chip. Y'all might be aware of him, but I'm going to talk to her and we would like to do this again. So.
Yeah, and we're open to suggestions. You know, if you want to see a certain scammer or beggar in a spotlight, message me and let me know, and we will work on it. Tristan was a big request, and so that's our next one, Thursday.
I wish all the stories would come out to be like the ones with Fern Angus and adopting Daisy. And Daisy is basically running that house now. And with Brothers and Sisters to Love over with Fern. I wish the stories were always as positive. I wish it was like Christina and Hope that are now putting out awareness for themselves. I wish it was like that for New Mexico Nana and Janet, who continue to give in their local community, but unfortunately they are not going to get taken advantage of on this app, and they're going to let as many people as them know. Heather getting reviews for good people with nails, good products, pushing out her content for reviews on good people who are making nails and want to care about their customers, not carry walls. Those people, I want it to continue to be a good thing. And unfortunately, there's going to be people out there that are too afraid to come forward and speak. But I hope that this loosens it up a little bit. And I hope you guys come forward and you let us know. Because givers have to have their limits, because takers are not going to have any.
I just really want to thank everybody up here on the platform and Adam. Without all of you guys, you know, none of this would be possible. We have a really good awareness team that we're working with right now, and we all work really well together. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to any of us. And Adam, he is also a great help to us. We're always here. It may take us a little bit to get back to you, but we will get back to you. Thank you, Purple. We wouldn't be up here without you guys and
That's
your
right.
support. Thank you so much.
That's right.
Does anybody have any other questions, concerns? That's okay, Otto. We appreciate you coming in.
Well, that's all I have.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, look for our next awareness live. It should be Thursday. That's the plan for right now. Tristan is up next on the board. We do have a good lineup of people that are going to speak on him if everything comes through the way it's supposed to. So we'll see y'all Thursday. We'll probably be live to chat a little bit before that, but I hope you all have a great week. Monday has arrived, so
Yes.
it's unfortunate, but it's here.
Thank you guys so much for what you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting all of us, especially me. I'd be lost without you guys. Thank you.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.